Hello everybody, Arctic here, and we're going to do a really cool video. This will be the first one. I wrote this all a long time ago. This was like fully planned out. I wrote this back in November and then nothing ever happened with it because it was actually meant to go on another channel which no longer has those type of videos on it because I turned it into something else, which I will link to it anyways, but it's coming here. So stuff like this is going to be here, it's going to be fun, it's going to be well more research than the older videos I did were. Here we go. So, we all know about Kryptonite, right? Kryptonite is a radioactive material from Superman's home planet, the planet of Krypton. Kryptonite is Superman's main weakness. It interferes with his ability to absorb sunlight, and it glows green, but most of its properties are irrelevant at the moment as we're talking about how it works. See, the way it works is likely gamma radiation from the Kryptonite that causes the problems. The gamma radiation interferes with Superman's ability to absorb sunlight. And he can be seen having issues with some radiation in other media, like The Dark Knight Returns, where he took a nuke to the chest, and it kind of depowered him because, not to the same level that Kryptonite does, but it did depower him and left him in a weakened state. So, Kryptonite, does what it does due to a biological issue from his home world, making him more susceptible to a green rock. Now, with the gamma radiation preventing his cells from absorbing solar radiation and other stuff like that. Now, with gamma radiation preventing his cells from using or absorbing solar radiation, this is likely why when he is supercharged, having more solar radiation in him than normal, he can take and handle Kryptonite for a longer period of time. As he had so much energy already in him, he's able to overpower the radiation until his solar levels drop and the Kryptonite wins. Now, Kryptonite has a half-life, according to the Superman Man of Steel sourcebook, of about 250,000 years, making it roughly the radioactive equivalent to uranium-234. Now, while uranium-234 has a shorter lifespan than most versions of other uranium, it's still not high enough to cause damage in short-term exposure. But this does mean that, Luthor getting cancer from having it around him all the time is still very highly likely. Also, we do not know what Kryptonite decays into or the physical toxicity of the material itself and other properties. Now, likely, as long as you kept it in a bag or something and do not handle it with your bare hands, or if you do wash your hands directly afterwards, you'd probably be fine handling Kryptonite in reasonable amounts of time. Hey DC, what does it decay into? We need to know this. That being said, lead, what they use to shield themselves from it, needs to be thick enough to mitigate it. So this is why Batman may have problems with the Kryptonite on his belt. You see, the shielding for the Kryptonite, it needs to be so thick to stop the radiation. You can't just have a sheet of lead and go, oh, that's fine. No, it has to be of a certain thickness. It's not like 1.5 inches thick, which would probably be okay, but the thing itself is probably 1.5 inches. So there's no way it's thick enough, which means a decent sized bar inside to keep all the radioactive material in next to his groin on his waistband. Well, let's just say if he wore his suit for 8 hours a day, 8 hours a night, it'd be still more radiation in one area than you would receive in background radiation in a week. So the problem that would come from this is Batman's carrying the radioactive equivalent of uranium-234 on his waist. Short-term problems may be minor, but long-term is going to cause major issues. So Batman probably makes frequent stops to the Lazarus Pit to cause him from having bat cancer in the groin. Also, this means that technically speaking, uranium-234 should have a similar effect on Superman to Kryptonite unless there is a toxicity issue from the Kryptonite itself. If it is Kryptonite radiation, then uranium should do the same thing. But if it is not the radiation itself, but is more like an allergy to a mineral in there or something it breaks down into, that would make more sense and would actually explain away why Kryptonite is so dangerous. But yeah, pretty much all that Batman's little utility belt thing will do is stop like the alpha particles and the beta particles, and even then, But the gamma gamma radiation needs lead to stop it, and it needs to be thick enough, and so Batman's gonna have bat cancer in the bat balls. Well, thank you all so much for watching this. This was a blast to write. This came up from a conversation I had with a friend, it took me into researching a couple things, and by the end of it, I'm probably on a couple lists from the amount of research I did for this. I spent days. I was on like ysci.com. I've got all of them. I'm gonna have all of the sources linked down below because oh my gosh, it was so much fun to research all this. But if you like this, if you want to see more videos like this, please let me know down below. In fact, if you have something I can cover, something you can think about from speed to physics to anything else, something I can just dig into because I love science and this is something that was really fun to do. So if you have any ideas for a future video, please down below. I would love your suggestions. And if you think, if you have any answers to maybe like, what kryptonite breaks down into, hey, we could probably use those. Anyways, until next time, you guys have fun. I'll see you later. Bye, guys.